Assalamu alaikum. This is Ali Jafar, and you're watching Charismatic Pakistan. Today, we have a special guest with us, son of former Chief Judge Gilgit-Baltistan, Rana Muhammad Shamim, Ahmed Hassan Rana, lawyer of Supreme Court of Pakistan. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much. Jazakallah.
So, why your father chose to remain silent at that time when this incident happened?
Well, I have said that in other channels as well, very categorically, and I will reiterate that it's not a small issue. What we are talking about is a judge, honorable judge of Supreme Court of Pakistan, and an honorable judge of Islamabad High Court. So my father, I think, took time to consider all the pros and cons and what impact it will have, what consequences it can have. And then when his conscience gave him the signal that it is the time to reveal the truth, then I think it was his conscience which forced him to say it.
So, why he chose to file affidavit in London, like rather than Pakistan?
Well, I've said that before as well, that it doesn't really matter. If you really see, what matters are the contents of the affidavit. What people should be concerned, what other departments and other quarters should be concerned, should be more concerned about the contents of the affidavit rather than where it has been filed. It could have been filed anywhere. It could have been executed from anywhere. So what difference does it make? I asked you this question. I've been asked this question so many times. What difference would it would have made if the affidavit would have been executed in any other part of the world? You tell me.
It looked like it will give some relief to ex-Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif and Sharif family.
Sorry, could you say that again, please?
It looked like it will give some relief to ex-Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif and Sharif family.
No, I don't think so. In Pakistan, the only beneficiary is now the judiciary. Why I say that so is because I know my judiciary is independent. I am a lawyer. I appear every day in the courts. Why do I appear in the courts? Because I have got trust and faith in my judiciary. I appear there before the courts and I bow down to the seat of justice. It is a seat, this judiciary, how much weight is attached to it, what it means, people does not know. Do you know why we lawyers come in the court and we bow like this? We don't bow to the man sitting. Yes, he's sitting on that seat. He deserves the seat. But basically, this concept of bow is to the seat of justice, because this is the only power which has been delegated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to a human being to do justice, because a human being cannot do a justice. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do justice. And you know that very well as well, what I'm talking about. So great respect is attached to this seat. That is why we lawyers bow down. We give utmost respect, and I have got full faith in the judiciary that they will do justice with us as well.
So, not related to that, but do you believe in the judicial system of Pakistan? And like 51,000, more than 51,000 cases are pending in just Supreme Court. What's your take on it, sir?
Well, I would say in that way that there are black sheeps in every department and everywhere,
Okay.
all over. Just because of few black sheeps and few miscreants and few lawyers who waste the time of the court, other peoples are trying to do their work. The judges are trying to do their work. Their judgment speaks for itself. Like a 50-page judgment cannot be just written while sleeping. A judge has to work, with all due respect. Honorable judges, it doesn't matter they are from Supreme Court, High Court, at the apex courts of Pakistan, or any district judiciary. We have to give utmost respect, because that is the only way people can get justice. This is the only forum where people get justice. So we have to have faith in it.
Okay, sir. And sir, do you have any proof regarding your father's affidavit to the former Chief Justice that he called Justice Saqib Nisar, he called Justice Amir Farooq? That Justice Saqib Nisar called Justice Amir Farooq. Do you have any
Well,
proof?
well, it is nowhere written that, even in the affidavit, that he called directly to Mr. Amir Farooq. Well, would you like me to read the contents? I think I had the copy somewhere over here. If you have the copy, just read that paragraph because yes, one second. I'll just read it for people to know what is written in the affidavit.
Okay.
It's just a bit blurred because I've taken it from WhatsApp. So I think, forgive me if I'll take some time.
No problem, sir. No problem.
The
Take your
first
time.
paragraph that no, I think the most first paragraph in July 2018, while I was serving as the Chief Judge of the Supreme Court of Gilgit-Baltistan, Justice Mia Saqib Nisar, the then Chief Justice of Pakistan, came to Gilgit for vacations along with 27 family members and stayed in the guest house of the court. That one evening, when I, my late wife, the Chief Justice Mia Saqib Nisar, and his wife were taking tea in the lawn, I found the Chief Justice of Pakistan to be very disturbed and continuously talking on the phone to his registrar, directing him to go to the residence of Justice Mia Amir Farooq, Judge of the Islamabad High Court, and request him to immediately call the CJP. Third paragraph, that in case his call does not get through, then convey him on his, within bracket, Mia Saqib Nisar, behalf that Mia Muhammad Nawaz Sharif and Maryam Nawaz Sharif must not be released on bail before the general elections at any cost. So now I've cleared what are the contents of the affidavit because that is what is written in the affidavit. So there is nowhere written that he called directly to the Honorable Justice Amir Farooq. And so please, I think it would be better if you rephrase the question, then I will be in a better position to answer. Because now this is clear that no direct call was made and he is
Okay.
written nowhere.
Sir, like according to this affidavit, do you think it will give any kind of relief to Sharif family?
I've said it in the last question as well, that the only beneficiary is judiciary now, because now you people, the journalist, and even the layman would be more interested to see the proceedings, what is going on in the courts. The court proceedings will be televised, it will be on the social media, and people will be following very closely because it will have a great impact on the politics, Pakistani politics. So now the only beneficiary is the judiciary because now they know as well that they are under the watch. So the judgment itself would speak for itself in the Mia Nawaz Sharif case and Maryam Nawaz case, inshallah.
In an interview, you said that it might be possible that this affidavit will help Nawaz Sharif to take an political asylum in England.
Now I'll clear this. Now all my statements have been distorted, fabricated, and presented by the media, and it is very unfortunate the way they want to. I'll clear. These are all assumptions. My interview with Safina, just a clip has been published on televised, sorry, on public TV, whereas it was a 1 hour interview with my family and was more of a family interview than on anything regarding the politics. So a question was asked by Safina herself that is there any possibility? So I said, yes, why not? In past, people have not taken political asylums in England. Yes, they have. One renowned personality is Mr. Altaf Hussain. Then there are other people as well, some other politicians which we don't know, which are not that highlighted. And it is in your knowledge, Mr. Altaf Hussain is on political asylum for so many years, and I think now he has gained nationality, but initially he was on political asylum in England.
Okay. So, do you think that your media appearances has destroyed the case of your father, as you have disclosed his meetings and friendship with Nawaz Sharif, and he's the vice president of PMLN? What's your take on it?
I would like, thank you for asking this question. I would like to clarify this question as well. Like, I think people in Pakistan do not understand, or they like to twist the stories, or even the media. Like I tell you, in Kashif Bashi's show, I was in the car, and like right now as well, I was drinking water. Over there, I was drinking apple juice, and there was
Apple.
ice in it. So the headline in AOI was that Ahmed Hassan Rana चुस्कियां लगाते हुए now, in English, I don't know how to say that, but
Okay.
you have understood what I meant, what they tried to imply it. And
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, it doesn't matter to me what people say. What matters is, what do you think? Have I distorted my father case, or by coming with truth? Like, you tell me, you know very well, Mr. Shahzeb Khanzada and Kashif Abbasi, they were full team to do Recce. All these
Okay.
big channels, they were full team to do Recce. Wouldn't they know what my father has been doing in the past? He didn't they knew that he was a lawyer in Memogate scandal case. So tell me one thing, Mr. Khwaja Haris right now is the lawyer of Mr. Nawaz Sharif, right?
Okay.
And is there any wrong or for him directly talking to him on the phone? Or is a normal thing? A client would talk with his lawyer on
Normal
the
thing. Yeah.
phone, personally meet him in his office. So when in the past Mr. Nawaz Sharif has been the client of my father, so they had direct relationships. Yet they used to talk on the phone because they had to discuss case, and they met personally as well. And I am, and why would I shy away from saying that before COVID, when Mrs. Kulsum Nawaz Bibi passed away, tell me, you're a Muslim. What Muslims do when they know someone, they go and meet and they pray
Yeah.
Fatiha. That's
Yeah.
what my father did before COVID. He went with my mother to England for a visit, and he went to the
Okay.
residence of Mr. Nawaz Sharif for Fatiha. Is there anything wrong with that, Mr. Jafar?
Not at all, sir.
It should be given respect, that he gave and paid
Exactly.
respect and prayed for the departed soul. And that's what our Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us, that if there is a death, then it is not a due, it's not obligatory, but it is good, and and Muslims should do that. If he knows someone, that he should go and pray for the departed soul and recite Fatiha, and that's exactly what my father did.
So, do you have an idea when your father met Nawaz Sharif last time, or when he has a call with him last time?
Well, I the only last meeting I recall is before COVID. That
Okay.
I know.
Okay. So, sir, the
And
day
that I
before
know
yesterday.
because that was a personal visit, was a personal visit, and I
Okay.
paid for it. So that's why I said, because
Okay.
all expenses, because we have a joint account. Me and my father has a joint account. It's not that he's
Okay.
dependent upon me. So
Okay.
obviously, this duty of paying all his bills is upon me. So that's why I knew when he went, because I paid for his and my mother ticket as well.
So, are you in contact with Nawaz Sharif or Maryam Nawaz Sharif?
Ji? Sorry?
Are you in contact with Nawaz Sharif or Maryam Nawaz Sharif?
No, I've never been in contact with Maryam Nawaz Sharif. Well, I've told very categorically on TV that when I was Assistant Advocate General Punjab, my colleagues, they came to me because they were going to meet Mr. Nawaz Sharif in the jail. So I went along with them, and over there I met Mr. Nawaz Sharif, and I think there were other people over there. Miss Aurangzeb, Maryam Aurangzeb was there. With the people I can recall, Musaddiq Malik Saab was there. Mr. Safdar was there, and I met Mr. Nawaz Sharif, and I introduced to him as son of Mr. Justice Rana Ahmed Hassan Saab. So he was very pleased to see me, and he said, "Give my salam to Mr. Rana Saab," because he knew him personally. That's why he said.
So, do you have any future plan about the politics to come in Pakistani politics, or will you join PMLN?
No, I have no intention of joining any party, PMLN or PTI or People's Party, because my ideology and my vision is completely different from these parties. Yes, I did follow PTI to some extent till 2016. However, I would say I stopped following PTI because I started following PTI because of Imran Khan, and I stopped following PTI because of Mr. Imran Khan. Why I say that? Because if you can recall that Mr. Imran Khan started his politics by saying that he will not do traditional politics, right? In
Okay.
2016, if you can recall from his residence, he did a public, there was a, what do you call, in an interview from his residence, where he said categorically that election science is different and elections cannot be won without electables. And his own, it is the statement of Mr. IK that a man who does not stick by his statement, you cannot trust him. So now you tell me. I used to follow Imran Khan very fondly, and I was a big fan of him as a cricketer. But I'm sorry, the day he said that without electables, election cannot be won. So that was it. I stopped following Mr. IK as well. And that was the day I said to myself in 2016 that it is about time that I should form a party. And I started discussing with my like-minded friends, and I met one of my friends, Said Raza Abbas. And I would like to share over here one important thing, that only person who believed in me in that time before anyone else did was my wife, Mrs. Anna Ahmed Rana. I told her, I think rather than just criticizing politicians and sitting on the sofa and a cup of tea, it's better that people like me who have been blessed by God, that Alhamdulillah, I have everything. So once I'm mentally ready that I can enter into the politics and my law offices can be run by my associates, and I don't have to worry about my work and all my funds. And more importantly, I am in a position to run my political party without any funding from outside. Because
Okay.
if you have funding from outside, then those people who fund you, then they make you do things. So I don't want to be in that position where I have to accommodate other people. I would like to enter into politics when I am completely established, inshallah, and I know that now I have to give 24/7 to politics, because I'm a lawyer, so I will be doing my going to the courts, but obviously would not be able to give that much time. So
Okay.
then I have to come with clear mind that then politics is my cup of tea. Then no, sorry, it's not that I have to give 100% to politics.
Okay. So, day before yesterday, like there was an audio leak of former Chief Justice Saqib Nisar, and less than 24 hours, it is proven that it's fabricated. What's your take on it? Who is behind to defame former Chief Justice Saqib Nisar? Is there any link between this audio leak or your father's affidavit?
Well, I will not comment on this because I don't know what is the source of that audio leak. The people, the person who have brought that on surface, I think he should be in a better position to answer that question. So I'll refrain myself.
Okay. So, one last question. You have challenged Mr. Fasil Wadwa in a friend of mine, Mr. Omar Inam's interview. So, he accepted your. What's your take on it? Are you ready for a race?
Was uh, basically, I'd say, as far as legal proceedings are concerned,
Yeah.
I'm very clear about it. Inshallah, I'll be serving notice on behalf of our father to Mr. Faisal Wadwa for defaming
Okay.
him on national TV, and it will be one Arab damages notice for defamation, which he should be ready for it. But on a lighter note, because he said that PMLN government, what should be the word? In Urdu, they say I was मुझे नवाजा गया था. What should be the appropriate for that? I was awarded, not awarded. Awarded is something more respectable. But I don't know what is the word for that in English right now. It's not coming to my mind. But they said that मैं नवाजा गया था as an advocate general Punjab. So I would again clear on your through your channel that I was never appointed as the Advocate General Punjab. I was appointed as an Assistant Advocate General Punjab for 6 months tenure. It was for the very first time that we were 10 of us were appointed only for 6 months, and then our performance had to be reviewed, and those who would be considered that they're worthy enough, their contract should be renewed. Two of us, none of us resigned, only apart from me. I resigned after the expiry of 6 months. My
Okay.
resignation is in the office, it's on the record. Whereas out of 10, other remaining nine, seven were not regained, two were regained from the
Okay.
previous government. So that doesn't show that those two were professional lawyers. as they were regained. Okay, I resigned. So I was there only for 6 months, because I tell you why I took this opportunity to become Assistant Advocate General. I tell you, as a defense counsel, as a private counsel, I earn more,
Okay.
right? My earning is more than 1 million, or roughly or approximately 1 million per month. Whereas as an Assistant Advocate General, I was only paid 5.5 lakhs per month. So it was less than what I was earning as a private counsel. But why I did so, why I took this job? Because it is a great honor for any lawyer to represent a province or federation. So I was representing the province of Punjab, not PMLN. The people don't realize this. I'm a professional lawyer. I work and I get paid for what I do. Simple as that. So as far as the race was concerned, on a lighter note, it is still on. You can give my number through this channel. My number is 0322156231. Mr. Mr. Faisal Wadwa said that I am approachable. So he can approach me, he can call me, or we can have a race from here, from Islamabad to Kalaka, and over there, who wins will pay for the tea, for the cup of tea, inshallah.
Okay, sir.
That's
That's so
about
much.
it.
Thank you so much for your time. Allah Hafiz.
Jazakallah. Thank you very much for calling, inviting me.
Thank you
Jazakallah.
so much. Allah Hafiz.